Welcome back to our Wealthy Mindset, where we talk about all things money, mindset, and business. It's your host, Cindy, and today's episode is going to be a little spicy because I'm sharing something that might go against what most people consider responsible. So here it is. I don't watch the news. I don't keep up with every current event, and I'm not sorry about it. And no, it's not because I don't care. It's because I care too much about protecting my energy, my focus, and my nervous system. Let's talk about why I chose to step away from the 24/7 news cycle and why you're allowed to do the same, even if the world tells you it's ignorant. So let me take you back to COVID. The news was on all the time. Every headline was fear based. Every scroll felt like another crisis. And I told myself I need to stay informed. But day after day, I just felt heavier. I started waking up anxious. I'd sit down at my desk already feeling drained. I wasn't making better decisions. I wasn't feeling more prepared. I was just spiraling in fear, glued to a screen that was feeding me panic. And one day I just thought, what is this actually doing for me? How is this serving me? The answer? It was doing nothing but wrecking my nervous system. So I made the decision to turn it off. And I started to even think about the news in general. All you hear is negativity and something going wrong. Like, why would you want that in your life, or why would you want to be exposed to that? So, no more morning headlines, no more background noise filled with negativity. And for the first time in months, I felt clear, like I could finally hear my own thoughts again. And that's when I realized I don't need constant crisis updates to live an aligned, informed life. So let's unpack this. We've been conditioned to believe that not watching the news means you're ignorant or selfish. But I'd argue the opposite. Watching the news 24/7 doesn't make you more helpful. It just makes you more anxious and scared. You start to carry fears that aren't even yours. You start to carry thoughts that aren't even yours. You internalize pain you can't even solve. And you give your energy to things that are just outside of your control. You can be informed without being consumed. You can care deeply without spiraling continuously or constantly. The truth is, anxiety doesn't serve anyone. Not your clients, not your family, not your business, and definitely not you. So here's what I want you to do instead of watching the news and what I do myself. I protect my mornings. I don't check headlines first thing. I give myself space to choose how I want to feel. And most of the time, I get news from like WhatsApp groups or even listening to podcasts. I hear what matters through trusted friends, sources, and curated updates. I ask myself constantly, is this helpful or is it just noise? And most importantly, I pour into what I control: my mindset, my clients, my money, my energy. I don't avoid the world, I just refuse to drown in it. And that's not ignorance, that's emotional wealth. So, this is your reminder that you're allowed to turn it off. You're allowed to unplug. You're allowed to not know how the headlines are and what's going on and still be an intelligent, thoughtful, powerful woman. You don't owe your anxiety to anybody. You don't have to carry the world on your shoulders to prove that you care. There is a difference between staying aware and staying available to chaos. And choosing to protect your peace, that's powerful, that's feminine, and that's leadership. So, no, I don't watch the news, not because I don't care, but because I care so much more about protecting the space I've built inside myself. That space is where I lead from, where I create, where I grow wealth, where I pour into others. If you've been feeling guilty for tuning it out, let this episode be your permission slip. You're not behind, you're just choosing peace. So DM me and tell me how you're protecting your peace this season. And if someone tries to guilt you for not watching the news, send them this episode. You're not here to carry it all, you're here to rise. And protecting your peace is part of your wealthy mindset. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who also needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next episode.